Okay, understanding the lifetime value of a client. Let's pretend this is your customer right here. See that right there, that person right there? That person knows a whole lot of people. They're in a network. Everybody, every one of us has what we call a center of influence. Okay? You know me, and I know you. But you know a lot of people that I don't know. And then, so you know he's one of the ones you know. But now you know a whole lot of people that she doesn't know and I don't know. Right? And this sort of Chinese geography thing keeps going on and on and on. So a lifetime value of a client isn't just that $25,000 I explained to you earlier. If I'm making $25,000 off of her, basically, I know that if I get all her friends in here, she could be worth $200,000 or $300,000 for me, based on her network. Does that make sense? Okay. So lifetime value of a client doesn't stop with one client. It goes like Chinese geography. Now, what your little modus operandi should be is how can I influence her to send me all of her friends, neighbors. And I'm going to tell you how to do that in a few minutes. Okay? You got me? So lifetime value of a client doesn't stop with just one client. It's who does that client know? And then when they come in, it's who do they all know? I mean, the whole thing mushrooms out. That's how Facebook got so big, right? You know the story about Facebook, right? That's how Facebook got so big. Yeah? You have a question?
And sometimes you don't know how valuable they can be when they first sit in your chair.
That's right.
You might mistake them as somebody who doesn't really get out there and get involved, but they could really know a lot.
You are exactly right. I'm gonna hit a slide on that in a little while, and if I don't, I'm gonna say it right now just in case I don't make it there. But let me tell you this: what she says is just right. They sit in your chair, and she may be some quiet little meek lady, and you think, well, who knows? She doesn't know nobody, you know. But she's got her bridge group. Okay? But all of a sudden you find out that she works for Mary Kay Cosmetics. And she's a leader, and she's got 2,000 people in her downline. Who knows what downline is? These multi-layer businesses, okay? She may have, in your community, she may have 100 women who work in her Mary Kay or whatever downline, Shackley or whatever it may be, okay? So that one little person you think doesn't know anybody may know a heck of a lot of people. All right? And if we can do something to ask that little lady to send in all those people that she knows and make it worth her while to do that, it's gold. It's golden. Okay, become a specialist. Folks, become a specialist. Specialists make more money than generalists. Who knows that? When your kid needs braces, does a pediatric dentist put braces on your kid? No. You take him to the pediatric orthodontist, right? If you have a heart condition, your general doctor says, go to a specialist. Specialists will always command more money, okay? So you can charge higher prices. Now, you can't BS people and say you're a specialist if you're not. You got to really know your stuff, which is like read my other books to get that. You know what I'm saying to you? I mean, you really want to know that you're confident in your skills and ability of doing great color or great cutting or whatever you want to specialize. You may specialize in updos. Who in here knows Martin Parsons? You ever hear the name Martin Parsons? I mean, he's an amazing, isn't he great? He's an amazing updo artist. He's a specialist. He can make updos with his eyes closed. He's a phenomenal guy. So it doesn't matter what you specialize in. The point is, be a specialist. And once you become a specialist, you let the world know that you're a specialist. All right? Everything you do has to reflect specialists. Okay? I put here my little logo. And it says David Velasco Salon Limited, and that little banner says Hair Color Specialist. That logo is on everything that I have, okay, except my kids. But I mean, my business cards, my brochures, my salon, my websites, everything that I have, I promote hair color specialist, hair color specialist, hair color specialist. So I had a girl come work for me one time, and she wanted, and all of my business cards say the same thing, hair color specialist, for all the people who work for me. Because we have one focus in my salon, hair color. Now, do we do other things? Yeah, we cut hair, we perm hair, we do extensions, we don't have a spa, so we don't do spa services, but we do all the hair services. But we don't say, well, we're hair color specialists, and we're hair cutting specialists, and we're perm specialists, and we're great lengths extension specialists. No, because that's what everybody does. When you're all things to all people, you're nothing to nobody. You ever heard that term? When you try to be all things to all people, you're nothing to nobody. What I'm sharing to you are tactics. You could do one, it's going to help. But if you do them all, or a lot of them, it will help even more. There's a famous quote one time, a famous marketer was doing a presentation, and somebody raises his hand and says, can you tell me one great strategy to get 100 new customers? And the marketing specialist said, I can't tell you one great strategy to get 100 customers, but I can tell you 100 strategies to get one customer. And you got to do them all, okay? I mean, you don't have to, but the more you do, the more successful you're going to be. All right? So I put here, look, my logo, just to show you how I do it. Here I said, promote yourself as a specialist. And here I put a hair color specialist or a color correction specialist, or it could be an updo specialist or whatever you want to be yourself. But be that person. You got to find your niche, and you have to market yourself to that niche. You see what I'm saying to you? You got to go like, I'm the guy. Like in Bumble and Bumble, I was known as a color correction specialist. I fixed everybody's screw-ups. Now, I don't mean people that screwed up in Bumble, although that happens occasionally too. But whenever somebody had a hair color disaster, they would come to me to get it fixed. And that's fabulous, because once you get somebody who's in tears and you make them look great, you got that client forever. You know what I'm saying? That's a really good position to be in. And believe it or not, there's a lot of people, that's why I did my class this morning. Are you agreeing with that? Right? They've come to you in tears.
That's what I do.
Yeah, that's what you do too. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Right? So when they come in tears and you make them look great, I mean, she's not leaving. I mean, you can retire and she'll be calling your house. You know, you can retire and they'll find your phone number or your home number and ask you if they can come to your house and get their hair done. That's what these people do. The loyalty in hair color, by the way, folks, is much stronger than loyalty in hair cutting. I'm not putting down cutting. I do cut hair. I started off in this business in 1972 as a hair cutting specialist. And so I cut hair, so I'm not putting that down, but I'm telling you the loyalty is much stronger. Why? Because there are a lot more good hair cutters out there in this country than there are good colorists. So if you can become a good colorist, you become higher on the totem pole. And color today, as you know, is huge. Okay, the market is tremendous. Okay, I'm going to give you 4 actions that you want to take to make more money behind the chair. Some of them seem kind of obvious, but some of them are a little bit not so obvious. All right? The first thing is do more clients. You want to make more money? Oh, come on. You want to make more money? Do more clients. Okay, how do you do that? You can work longer hours. You can work more days per week. Or you can work a couple extra days a month even. All right? We are in control of our income. We are one of the few businesses that are in control of your income. I hear hairdressers moaning and groaning because they're not making enough money, and after I talk to them for 15 minutes, I realize they're working a 4-day week. Well, what do you do the other 3 days? You know, what's wrong with working 5 days a week, or even 6 days a week? You know, I'm not trying to say become a workaholic or, you know, don't spend time with your family. But if I was, you know, 25 years old, I don't have a family, shit, I'd work 7 days a week. You know, I really want to get a new apartment, I want to get a new car, new clothes, whatever it may be. You know, or if you're in a situation, your husband lost his job, you know, you add on 1 more day a week. Or you add on, even if you add on 1 more hour a day. If you took 1 more client a day, that's 5 clients a week, that's 20 clients a month, that's, I don't know, 120, whatever how many that is, a year. Now add that times your average ticket, and you can see I gave yourself an immediate raise. You're there already, work 1 extra hour. Or come in early 1 extra hour. You know, I mean, most salons, even if you're not the owner, I think if you said to the owner, look, do you mind if I work an extra hour today? Do you think they're going to say no? You know, I've never told none of my employees they can't work an extra hour, right?
I offer alternative hours, like when it's 6:30 one day a week.
What's that?
I go in 6:30 a.m. one day a week.
You go 6:30 a.m. See there? She goes at 6:30 a.m. one day a week. I'll tell you what, folks. As far as booking your hours, good case in point, is they will come when you're there. Okay? Whatever hours you're there, they will come. If you want to start working early, they'll come early. If you want to stay late, they'll come late. If you want to work Sunday or Monday, they'll come in Sunday or Monday. People will come when you're there if they want you. Okay? And of course, this all depends on being good at what you do, and you have to be in demand. If nobody wants you because you're a bad hairdresser or you don't know how to color, that's a whole different story. But assuming you know what you're doing, you can do that, right? Okay. The next thing, number 2, is increase your average ticket amount. I've been harping on that already. Okay, you can sell more retail products. You can suggest more hair color add-on services. Now, I still to this day not a great retail person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting down retail, but I'm not one to make like huge retail numbers. But I've realized something over the years, that I don't like to sell retail, but I don't mind suggesting retail. And the power of suggestion is very strong. So instead of saying, oh, you have to use this shampoo to make your hair look great, I can't do that. But I can say, you know, your hair really fades quite a bit, but this shampoo will really keep it from fading. It's like if I was you, I would use it. So I just kind of keep it like a suggestion. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to really. If you don't want to buy it, that's fine. But when you suggest something, if you become the professional that they see in their eyes that you're the celebrity. Remember, you're the professional. 9 times out of 10, they're going to buy something from you. Okay, so you can increase your average ticket by selling more retail, and the same thing with add-on services. I'm not saying to pump up the ticket and to make your clients pay for stuff that they should be paying for. But there are ways to increase the ticket. You know what I'm saying? There are ways to say, hey, look, you've never had highlights before, Susie. You always do a single process. What if we put a couple of foils around your hairline today? I won't even charge you. I'll put 4 little foils just to get an idea of what it may look like a little bit lighter on your hairline. You do it for free. The next time she comes in, what is she going to say? Can you do a few more of those foils? Sure, because you introduced her into something. That's a sampling program. I think of that the same way that you get a sample of a perfume or a sample of something else. It's a sampling. Let them sample something else, and they may buy something else. Okay? You're not being pushy. You're not trying to do. You're suggesting something a little bit different. You got to give a little bit. There's something in the world called the law of reciprocity. Anybody ever heard that before? Okay, that means that if I give you something for free, and it's going to help you, you may at some point come back and say, can I have more of that? Or you may, if I educate you, Yvette, if I educate you on our website and I give you some information, some ideas, you come back to me and say, you know what, I want to buy that book that you have on. You ask me some questions on color correction, and I'll say, what about that? You may say, I'll buy that book from you. And I'm not saying it because I'm trying to put one over on anybody, but the truth is that that's the world we live in, okay? I want to give you advice. I want to give you help. And maybe somewhere along the line, if you think that I'm really helpful to you, maybe you'll buy something from me. I'm not saying me, I'm just saying in general. That's how the world works. So, she's never had highlights before. Don't make her spend $150 to see if she likes it or not. Just give her a couple foils and see what she thinks. She may say, hey, you know what, that's pretty cool. I'll take some more next time or whatever. And that's how you do it. Little by little, you can add that ticket, right? You could pump up that average price. Yeah, Valerie?
Will they think that it's for free next time too?
What?
Will they think it's free next time too?
The question was, will they think it's free next time too? No, you say this to them. I would like to put a couple little foils. I'm talking literally like 4 foils. I'm not saying half a head, okay? I want to just put a few little foils around your hairline to give you an idea of what your hair would look like with highlights. What do you think? I can't imagine them saying no. I mean, once in a while somebody may say no, but that's okay. You just move on. But they say no. Okay, the next time they come in, they want foils. No, they got to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? You don't. But you may say, look, I tell you what, I want to give you 4 foils, and I'm not even going to charge you this time. I'm going to do it complimentary, just to give you an idea, a taste of what it looks like. So they know you normally charge for that. I'm not going to charge you this time. I do all that time. I do that a lot with blow dries. Like I have a young junior who just got on the floor, and I'm trying to give her more customers. So I'm trying to shove some people off my chair into her chair. So I'll say, look, my carpal tunnel is really bothering me today, so I'm going to let Susie blow dry your hair for you. And guess what? She's a junior right now, so I'm not even going to charge you for the blow dry. So I'll put her, Susie does an awesome blow dry. The next time she comes in, who she wants to blow dry her hair? Susie. You know what I'm saying to you? So that's how we do it. Okay, number 3, generate more client visits per year. Now, with the economy that went bad, the past couple years, we've seen a slack of people coming in more regularly, right? Where somebody's come every 4 weeks or 5 weeks, they may stretch that now a little bit more to like 7 weeks or 8 weeks. So they're spreading their appointments, or they have done, spread their appointments a little bit further. We want to do the opposite. We want to get them in closer again together, okay? Now, how do we do that? Is, first of all, let me just say something here, okay? We're living in an age, what I call the baby boomer age, which is the grain of America. We are living right now in a great, great time to be a hair color specialist. Why? Because we all know the baby boomers are all getting gray. The largest portion of the population on Earth is all going gray. Like, how great is that? You know what I'm saying to you? Right? And we are in the business of getting rid of gray. I mean, how great is that, right? I mean, this didn't happen 50 years ago. It's happening now. Right now is a golden opportunity for us. 75 million baby boomers are coming of age right now in the United States alone. 75 million, okay? Every hour, over 300 people turn 50 in the United States. This trend will continue into the year 2018, okay? Baby boomers have more disposable income than any other generation in history. In history, they have more disposable. They may say right now, the economy is that BS. They got money, okay? Okay? They got money to spend. Okay, baby boomers want to look good and they can afford it. Okay, they're joining health spas. They're going to yoga lessons. They're doing everything to look good, feel good, and be younger, and they have the money to afford it. All right? Baby boomers, more baby boomers are going to salons than ever before. Just if you didn't know about it. Like, my grandmother hardly ever went to a beauty salon. I mean, she got her little frizzy perm, you know, like 4 times a year, right? That was about it. She never got her hair colored, you know? So as the generations go on, more and more people are coloring their hair, more and more people want to look good, more and more people want to be healthy. And keep this in mind, as far as looking youthful, a person can go, I'm talking about a female, but it can be anybody, can go to like Saks Fifth Avenue or Neiman Marcus or one of those fancy stores and buy a jar of glop for their face that promises to take away the wrinkles. And they will spend $200 or $300 on that one jar of glop, promising to take away the wrinkles and make them look younger. They can use that jar of glop for the next 5 years and see either minimal or no results whatsoever. And they spend hundreds of dollars on it. We can take that person in 30 minutes, if she's got gray in her hair or salt and pepper hair or whatever, in 30 minutes we can color her hair for like $50 or $80, whatever you charge, okay? And in 30 minutes we can take away 20 years, just like that, okay? We do it every day. We perform magic every day. Okay? So what we're doing is real visible, is real obvious, and they don't mind paying for it. It works, all right? So baby boomers are a huge opportunity for you. Don't, even if you're a young person in this room right now thinking, I don't want to work on old people who have gray hair, believe me, you got to work on old people who got gray hair, okay? Because that's going to be a huge part of your income. And those of you that have been doing hair color as long as I have, you know that, you know, hey, thank God for gray hair. You know what I'm saying to you? Because there's that repeat business is, huh?
They'll never miss an appointment.
They'll never miss an appointment, that's right. And the other thing is that dollar per minute behind the chair, there's no service that pays more. Well, extensions now pay a lot of money. I'm not going to say, okay, that's a service, that's a relatively new service, so I'm not going to go there. But as far as regular salon services, the highest producing dollar per minute behind the chair is a single process application. Okay? You can do channel cutting and you can do highlights, you can do whatever you want. But dollar per minute behind the chair is a single process application. You can whip it up, put it on, and get it processed in 15, 20 minutes, or let's say maximum 30 minutes, and go on to your next one. When I used to work at Bumble and Bumble, I was extremely busy. I had 2 assistants. I know most of you in this room don't have 2 assistants, so I'm not trying to brag or anything, but that's how we did it. And I had 4 chairs, and I literally would have one assistant mixing and the other one shampooing. And I would just walk from this chair to that chair, and all I did was apply like a machine all day long, applying. I was just like a machine all day. But you know what? I would do 4 single processes in an hour, and each one of those single processes, you know, back in those days was, let's say, $75, I remember. And a hair cutter downstairs, the cutting department, was doing a haircut for $75, but he would take 45 minutes to an hour to do a haircut and blow dry. So for every one customer he did, I did 3 or 4. All right? So I'm telling you that it works. Now, even if you don't have 2 assistants, I know you probably don't, and that's okay. You don't even need that. All I'm saying is that you can easily do 2 single processes in a half hour. If you really book it, you can do 3 in a half hour if you don't talk so much. That's what I've realized. If I didn't talk so much, I can do 3 and a half in an hour, okay? So dollar per minute behind the chair, the single process application is your. So getting back to our gray coverage lady, most of these ladies don't want anything fancy. Just cover the gray. You know, they want just a basic color. They may get a few highlights, like every second or third visit, you want to put a few foils in. But for the most part, a lot of it is what I call bread and butter work. You know, do I get, a client of mine that just wants to get her color gray? You know, she's got pretty hair like this lady right here, and she just wants to have her gray colored. That's all she wants. She wants a beautiful blonde month after month after month after month. And let me tell you, we keep a record on every single client that comes in, and I have pages and pages and pages of her coming in and spending money month after month after month after for years. And that's easy money, brain dead simple. You did the formulation 8 years ago. You don't have to change up every single time. If she's happy with it, go with it. It works. I'm telling you, it really is. You know, in the old days, you walk in the salon and they did the color like in the back room someplace. They hid it someplace, you know. Or like when I first went to work at Bumble and Bumble in New York, the color department was in the basement. I mean, that's, you know, the hair cutters were like taking the center stage and the storefront window and everything. And where's the color department? In the basement. I mean, it was like someplace you go to like slaughter hogs or something, you know. And we had a fire at Bumble and Bumble. And I told the owner, I says, you know, you got to bring color to the forefront. If you want this, you want to do good color business. And we rebuilt the salon. We built a beautiful color studio on the 3rd floor with skylights and, you know, real modern facilities. And color started making a lot more money than the hair cutting floor. You know, but like you said, The averages, the percentages are to our advantage. We are in a great industry, in a great niche of the industry, at a very good time in history. And this has never happened before in the history of the world. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Okay? Because the baby boomers have changed every single industry in every single industry in the country. They've changed as they've grown older. When baby boomers were babies, they changed the diaper industry. Okay? From cotton diapers, they started making what? Disposable diapers. When they got to the toy industry, they changed the toy industry. Okay? Before you bought toys for kids, maybe at like a drugstore or something, they didn't have Toys R Us. Now Toys R Us is like superstores, right? When they got older and they got married, they changed the housing industry. All these big developments you see everywhere, those big developments, in the old days we had neighborhoods. When the baby boomers moved into the house buying age, all of a sudden they had to make these huge developments with what I call McMansions on them, right? And then when they get older, they're changing the beauty industry, the health and beauty industry, because they want to look younger and they can afford it. Most of them have the money to afford it. Okay. Number 4, I call this the money time quality circle. Increase your prices. Now, when I say increase your prices, I'm not saying arbitrarily increase your prices. That's not cool. You can't do that. But I will tell you this. Okay, it's a formula here. The first one here says quality of your work. Your quality of your work has to be really good. You got to really know what you're doing. If your quality of your work isn't good, who knows in here that if you don't do good work, you will not have a big clientele? Does anybody know that? Everybody knows that, right? Quality of your work has to be as best you can possibly do. So you're always taking training, you're always learning more, you never stop learning in this business, but you also want your quality to be very highest quality. So assuming you have the highest quality work, the next part of the equation is supply and demand for your time. Supply and demand. The better your work is, the higher in demand you're going to become. When you are totally in demand and you're booked, over 80% every single day of the week, or 80 to 90%, your demand is very great. Now you have reached quality, demand, now you can increase your prices. Okay? You do not increase your prices if you're looking at the appointment book and you're only booked 50% of the time, don't bother. But if you're looking at the appointment book and you're booked 80% of the time or more, it's time to increase your prices. When you increase your prices, you will keep most of your customers, you will lose some customers. Because when you increase your prices, you will lose some. They'll go down to somebody else in your salon maybe that charges less, or maybe they'll go to another salon. But that only opens up slots for people coming in now at your new higher price. And assuming you're in demand, write the demand, I have demand up there. Assuming you're in demand, you will fill those slots relatively quickly with new people paying the new higher price. All right? So it's a triangle here, okay? You have quality first, you have time, which is your supply and demand, and you only have so much time. We all can only do so many people with our own 2 hands every day. We can always make more money, but we can't make more time, right? Okay? So your time is more valuable if you're more in demand. Right? It's pretty simple to figure that out. So the idea is to become high in demand. The question was, am I a believer in giving advance notice of price increases or not? I do not do that. And let me tell you why I don't do that. I used to, years ago, I used to do that. And all you hear is bitching and moaning.
Yep.
Okay? When I go to the grocery store to buy meat at the deli counter, and that meat is more than it was last time I went, they didn't notify me. Right? When I go to my dentist to get my tooth filled or drilled or my kids' teeth fixed, they don't say, oh, by the way, our prices went up or prices are going up the next year. They didn't notify me. Now, I'm not saying you want you to take advantage of people. Don't gouge them. If your highlight, this month is $100, next month you're not going to charge them $150. You know what I'm saying? But, $105, oh, wow, your price went up? Yeah, my price went up. I don't think that you got to make a public announcement about it. In the old days, I did do that. I used to put signs up. And guess what? It just causes aggravation. 9 times out of 10, if you're doing great work, if you're in demand, you're doing great quality work, you're high in demand, they don't care. They don't even notice. Especially if you're doing like a cut and highlight, what I'm saying, there's all kind of mixed in. They don't even notice most of the time. But the ones that do, somebody may say, oh, did they raise their prices? Yeah. Our prices went up, or our price went up for this service, or whatever. And you may have 1 or 2 people that get a little annoyed. I have had 1 or 2 people say, well, you didn't tell me that, Oh, you may, I did do this one time, which I kind of felt weird, but I said, look, okay, if you're not prepared to pay this time, we'll give you the old price, but just so you know the next time that's the price. Now that's a little sarcastic, so you may not want to use that tactic, but you could. But I don't make a big public announcement about it. I just do it. And I don't raise, like I said, a huge amount. You know what I'm saying? Not like a 10% raise. But, you know, if you add on $2 or $3 and you keep a record, you know, what I do a lot too is if something, we all have a history now. If you're on computers, everything's on history, or we even write everything down. I'll say, you know, yeah, I did raise your price, but just so you know, I haven't raised your prices in the last 18 months. You know, a year and a half has gone by that I haven't raised your prices. And, you know, just like everything else, the cost of business doing more, is going up. I mean, you know, hair color is made with petroleum. Oil is going up. Okay, delivery, just to get the hair color to my salon is going up. Who in here is a salon owner? Okay, the cost of getting the stuff to your salon is going up because of delivery charges are going through the roof because of gasoline. Yeah.
You believe that during a consultation that you should also talk to them about what it's going to
Cost them? Yeah, I do believe that. Yeah, Debbie, right? Debbie said during the consultation she talked about what it could cost them. Yeah, I think you should do that. I think that's a good time where you tell them what the price is for your single process or double process, whatever it may be. Let them know, because it's kind of awkward for them to get a consultation and leave thinking they want to make an appointment but not really knowing what the price is. I don't like that. I don't like going to a store to buy something and there's not a price on it. You know. So I think you absolutely should do that. Yes, and if they say, well, that's kind of, I have had people say to me, because again, I own my salon, so I'm like the owner, and I have employees, and my price is higher than most people's prices. So you know, I've had people say to me, I really like you to do my hair, but that's a little expensive. And I'll say, no problem. I have 18 people that work for me. I've trained them all personally. They do awesome work. We'll bring them in on the consultation, and they can do your hair color. But I'm an owner, so I can do that. I know that if you're independent, you don't want to do that, but that's.